We're talking with the Trouble Notes here on WNCW. Want to hear another song, if we can? What do you want to do next?
Well, since we're talking about heavy nights, let's play one that's called Storm Searching. And this one is, if you've been listening the whole time, those first ones, one was a bit Latin, one was kind of epic and folky. This one is very progressive. And we wrote this one inspired by Jethro Tull. And the reason was because in Europe, we opened for Rod Gab in 2019, and this year we did a show with Jethro Tull. And we were a little bit like, oh man, like looking at our repertoire, thinking about everything. We were like, man, if we just come out with all this folk stuff, that's not going to do it. So we wrote this song with that in mind. And so it's pretty progressive, and it rocks pretty hard toward the end. So if you're a rock and roller listening wherever you are, you may want to get that finger near the dial to crank this one up and start headbanging. Yeah, just be careful. Yeah. All right. So this one's called Storm Searching.
Music from the Trouble Notes on WNCW. Yeah, that ain't folk music. I don't know. It's more on the progressive side.
Oh, we weren't kidding, man.
I didn't realize that you would certainly have been influenced by Jethro Tull over the years. I would imagine, and then you were touring with them, and that helped inspire that piece there.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was a cool opportunity, and I mean, I think all of us at some point, were children of parents that grew up in the 70s, man. So like a lot of that 70s rock definitely found its way into my ears. And Jethro is perhaps one of the most interesting just because Ian, the way he uses the flute is very interesting for me as someone that also plays an instrument that's not very conventional in that world.
Yes.
You know, and also his character and way of being and storytelling, like I didn't realize actually how much of an influence that had until I saw their show. And then I was like, ooh, like we could go there, like, and that's had the last 3 or 4 months, like it's been weighing on my conscience a little bit, like thinking, man, we could go further down that road because it's working really well. And their audience went crazy.
Okay, cool.
So,
and did you get to meet Ian Anderson?
Yeah, we spent a bit of
others?
time. Yeah, of course. The band was really cool. And in fact, this song was like a couple of them in the band was like, that one was really cool, man.
All right.
So we were like, yeah.
Wow, that must have been a rush there to hear that from
well,
one
we,
of the
we were really stoic about it. Like, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they walked away, we were like,
That's great.
Yeah.
We're talking with the Trouble Notes here on WNCW, and Julian Lardis, your percussionist, is now on the drum kit in the back, and he actually left during that song there. Got up. I don't know if you noticed, but he got up and moved to the drum kit from his percussion set.
Yeah, we thought he was just like, oh, forget it, I'm done.
He was off to Barley's, but no, he decided to stick around. That was cool. That might have been a Studio B first here.
Good.
You guys, you said you're based in Europe, and where exactly usually?
Yeah, more or less Berlin.
Yeah.
Berlin. All right.
Yeah.
Where you're from Germany, I know,
Yes,
but
yes, but not from Berlin. I've been living there since 2009.
Okay.
I was born in Braunschweig, Brunswick. So it's not very well known.
Yeah.
I had to get out of there. So.
Okay. Yeah. Not as much going on there.
Well, besides my 2 cats.
Oh, well.
That's all I have left there in my family.
Well, one cool project you do is a fundraising campaign, More Violins, Less Violence.
Yes. I'm really glad
Love
you
it.
brought that up.
It's a great name.
Thank you.
And it raises funds for charities that help out children that are affected by violence, specifically with the war in Ukraine?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so like we started that campaign technically last year because we were organizing benefits concerts. So when it first happened, I mean, I realize also with talking with a lot of people here that the war is very much conceptual. Like people see it on television and they're not massively affected by it. But like over there were approximately 3 million people that flooded across that border in the first like 2 weeks. And Poland did a great job of taking as many as they could, but at the end of the day, they were like, hey, Germany, you've got to help us. And so the way that Germany dealt with it was by opening up Berlin and saying, come to Berlin, we'll get you through into the system, and then we're going to basically move you all over the country wherever people have space. So in those first couple of weeks, like Ukrainian/Russian was basically every second conversation on the street in my neighborhood. Like it was, there were 1 million people that were in the city, in a city that with a population of 3 million. So it was really, you felt it. And so we thought to ourselves like, hey, we really need to do something about this. And so we organized a series of benefits concerts in our local neighborhood. And then we teamed up with an amazing human being, Sean Villanueva O'Driscoll. What a last name, right? So half Spanish, half Irish, and he lives in Belgium. That's Europe now. And basically, he's an incredible climber. And so he was like, hey, listen, I get Patagonia. We do benefits concerts. I do a presentation about some incredible climb that he did in South America, in Argentina, and then we'll raise money for charity. And so we raised about 10,000 euros in the first month of the beginning of the war that went toward local charities, and then eventually decided that we felt good about it, and so we decided to kind of like transition and pivot a little bit, and we went down this road of making merchandise that says more violence, less violence, and $5, or in Europe, €5 from every T-shirt that we sell goes to the charity. And we've chosen SOS Children's Villages. We took a long time to choose the right one. We're really careful, and SOS Children's Villages is an absolutely fantastic charity, and they help basically build sustainable villages and bring in teachers and caretakers for children who have been separated from their families because of the war. So
All
whether
right.
their parents are, fighting or they lost them, no matter what, those kids end up there and they're being taken care of. And so we've raised now like about 4,000 euros this year through just the sale of our merch. So if you want to check that out, if you're interested in it, we've got moreviolins.com as a website. Or you can follow us anywhere on social media, and you can get to it super easy. We're The Trouble Notes, all one word, on social media, that is. And that will give you all the info that you want to know about all those cool charity initiatives that we do, because we do a lot every year.
Great. All right. Thank you. Bravo. Good
Well,
work,
thanks.
guys. That's great.
Try.
More violins, less violence.
Yeah.
Nice.